Yeah, there we go. All right. Recording. So this is the second episode of the MMA Commonwealth Connection, and we also have a special guest, the Bulgarian cowboy. So, Vlad, I wanted to ask you a question. I noticed you had a bit of a beef with John Morgan. I was just wondering what the backstory to that was.
Backstory to that was when I've seen John Morgan criticizing people for missing weight. I don't remember the exact event. I don't remember what was the exact event, but I remember that he was criticizing a fighter for missing weight. And I've seen like, okay, man, like you are criticizing a fighter for missing weight, and you are overweight. You are like 300 pounds. In my state, in my where I come from, where I come from, it is considered an insult when you're a fat boy criticizing a guy who weighs like 70, 75 kilos if he misses the scale. Like, then I said, okay, man, if you're gonna criticize, then I can fire back. I mean, if you're a fat boy who weighs like 300 pounds and criticizes a fighter for missing weight, for missing 1 or 2 pounds, then it's unfair, I guess. I mean, okay, fighters should get bashed if they don't hit the scale. Then you should work one division up. I agree with that. But a fat guy criticizing a guy who weighs 70 kilos, 66, 75, 77, I don't consider it fair.
Yeah, no, that is fair enough. Yeah, and John Morgan, when Colby Covington kept trying to get him to do the push-ups to answer questions, he was so defeated. He didn't even attempt to do a single push-up. He just said okay, like he just didn't want the question answered or anything. He just gave up.
Of course, he's going to give up, man. He is made of hot dogs and hamburgers. I mean, what do you expect from that kind of a guy? Me, you need to see something because people think I'm not training, I'm not fighting. I don't know whether you can see my nose, but my nose is not straight as well as you can see. It was broken twice.
You've got the warrior marks of a warrior.
Yeah, but you can see it. I mean, I have a proof that my nose was broken twice. Like when people say you don't train, you don't fight. I didn't train for 6 months because I had ruptured Achilles tendon. But I am returning. I returned yesterday to my dojo and got to say I almost forgot everything. But okay, that's the part of the play, I guess.
Have you competed before?
Yes, I've competed in Taekwondo. I've competed in kickboxing. I have in Taekwondo over 200 bouts. In kickboxing, only 2.
Oh yeah, yeah. I train in like a hybrid Taekwondo MMA thing, and yeah, it's pretty.
Amazing! That is amazing. I was always wondering, like, Taekwondo is pretty much okay if you combine it with some other martial art in MMA. Taekwondo by itself, it's like, risky, but Taekwondo with good boxing is amazing.
Yeah, definitely. A lot of what we do is a lot of sweeping and stuff like that, and we're adding like submissions and everything into it as well. So it's a
Are you
good little.
trying to combine Taekwondo with Muay Thai or?
Not so much Muay Thai. The one thing that annoys me in the class is that when we spar, we're not allowed to leg kick. We can only body kick, hit to the head and everything. It's a bit annoying, but they're at least teaching us takedowns and stuff like that. But I already know quite a bit of takedowns and everything because I used to do wrestling and jiu-jitsu when I was younger.
My coach is wrestler, so he knows everything I don't, and I'm also showing kicks to some fighters from my local dojo. For example, one of the guys from my local dojo scored a knockdown with the technique I showed with the spinning heel kick, but it was unfortunately just a knockdown because the guy was holding like this, so it landed. It didn't land clean.
And Jamal, you train as well in MMA, isn't it?
Yeah, I do MMA. I do pretty much everything. My gym does everything, but yeah, I'm trying to be as complete as possible before I have my first amateur fight. So I'm trying to get everything done, and thankfully I've got a building that does that all under one roof. At some point, hopefully, either Vlad can fly to Scotland and his job lets him, or I can get a trip out to Serbia and then we can do like a little session together, a little sparring like that. I think that's been coming for a long time. So yeah, I think if that were ever to happen, it'd be quite a big deal, and I'd definitely enjoy it.
Would you
You are
class?
always welcome to come to Serbia. I mean, my dojo is always open for anybody, and my coach is always open for anybody. So don't have to, to make a worry about that. Just come and be trained. That's not a problem.
And that's likewise if you ever come over here. I know you've talked about it before, but if at one time you ever do get a chance to fly over here, then obviously you'd be accepted, of course.
Would you class yourself more as a striker or a grappler?
Striker.
Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't say anything specific. No, I think I'm a lot newer to grappling than I'm striking. I've been striking a lot longer, so I'm more used to that. But I feel like I do pick up on things that I'm interested in very quickly. And I do get into things very specifically like that. Like I don't have many interests. I've just got a specific thing that I'm into, and whatever that is, I'll get into quite a lot, and I'll dedicate myself to that. So yeah, I'm just trying to learn everything now, to be honest.
Yeah, I would class myself more as a grappler, but I'm trying to learn the striking, which is why I'm doing like a taekwondo sort of class, just to round out the game.
Vlad, so me and Ben were talking about this. Like the Misfits boxing with like KSI and that. We're trying to do a 6-man Misfits boxing tag team match. It'll be me, Ben, and the Bulgarian cowboy versus Ariel Helwani, John Morgan, and then whoever else they want to get with them. How would you feel about that, Vlad?
I would feel pretty much okay, man. Ariel Helwani is just talking too much, and I got to say that the MMA guru slammed him on many occasions. Ariel the gaslight Helwani.
That's true. Ariel the gaslight Helwani. So you'd be up for that if Misfit. Oh, you carry on actually.
Oh no, you go on. Sorry.
I was just going to say if they did offer it as they sent the contract over to Serbia, Vlad, would you be signing that contract to compete in Misfits boxing with us?
Okay, if you need a guy to compete, that's not a problem. Right now I don't have that much money to travel etc. But I can train here. That's okay. Training is perfectly fine. I'm getting back on track. I'm like training every day now, but there are some things I can't do still, but I can box.
They call him the Bulgarian cowboy for a reason. Anytime, any place, anywhere, the man will show up.
Absolutely. Like same with the doggies, they constantly send death threats and nobody has ever come to Serbia. Who gives a fuck because their stupid state is under sanctions?
Isn't that the truth, man?
Have you pissed off the Dagestani fan base, Vlad?
Yeah, absolutely. Every time you pick against their guy, you were talking against their religion, and they are like crybabies, and nobody has fulfilled the threat yet. They are constantly sending death threats, and nobody has fulfilled them yet. I can't wait for them to fulfill it.
Yeah, I got some threats because I picked Jack Della Medellina against Ramazan Ameev, even knowing Jack Della ended up winning. They didn't take very kindly to me picking a guy from my own city to beat a guy from their country.
Of course, they are not going to take that nicely. They are constantly going to make victims out of themselves. But you know what is their problem? Their wives don't want to have sex with them, and they are furious at their own life because they don't have money. That's the problem with them. They don't have money to pay whores, and they are frustrated because their wives don't want to have sex with them, so they have to cure frustration somewhere else. You know that very well.
Well, the thing is, though, with a lot of that fan base, a lot of them pretend to be from Dagestan, but they're actually not even from Dagestan. It's really weird.
Yeah.
Like a lot of that fan base and everything, you'll find that a lot of them are from South Asia and like India or Pakistan, but they pretend and they role play online as Dagestanis. It's just really odd.
Well, they don't have their lives, especially in India. Imagine a guy like 30 years old and has never had sex in his whole life.
We've only done 2 episodes of this so far, and we've made enemies of everyone in Mike Jackson's personal life. And I feel like we're making some serious enemies in India now.
Yeah, I was going to say, we probably don't want to make enemies with the whole Indian subcontinent. That's over 2 billion people.
There's a lot of them that come through there. I mean, they've only got one fighter, to be fair, but still there's a lot of them.
Yeah, would be pretty fun, but that's how I do right now. Every time they send a threat, I make a video against their fighters. So the next video I'm going to make is how Paul Craig destroyed Magomed Ankalaev in the dying seconds of the match. You remember that submission, do you? I mean, it shows the horrible IQ of Magomed Ankalaev, and that video is going to be ready today I'm gonna release Modestas Bakauskas interview, but soon you will see a video on Paul Craig destroying Magomed Ankalaev thanks to their stupid threats. More threats equals more videos.
I'm trying to think of like the most brutal Russian beatdown in history. You should do a breakdown of Michael Oleksiejczuk KOing Ante Gulov, where he dropped him like 3 times and flatline KO'd him in about under a minute. You should do a breakdown of that. Oleksiejczuk versus Ante Gulov from UFC Moscow, I think it was, or maybe UFC St. Petersburg from 2019. Do a breakdown of that, and it's Ante Gulov just getting absolutely smoked in under a minute. He gets flatlined. So funny.
Send me that on Instagram, and I need to find the fight and to see. I need to rewatch the fight, but I will turn on my Fight Pass and rewatch it. So, when I do a video, I want to do it in details, So if you want to annoy somebody, you need to annoy him with details, especially with Paul Craig's submission in the dying seconds of the fight.
Vlad, I was going to ask you, what do you think of the MMA Guru hitting 100K on YouTube?
That's amazing, man. That guy saved my life 3 times. I mean, of course, I'm happy because of it. I hope he's going to continue growing. And I made a video, I don't know whether you've seen that Ariel Helwani and Michael Bisping are endangered at the moment. So he is going to take their popularity over, and I believe they're pretty much furious. Helwani blocked him, Bisping blocked him. I don't know whether Luke Thomas blocked him, but if you're blocking somebody with such a huge fan base, it means that you're scared of them. James Lynch, for example, didn't block Guru.
That's true. I mean, yeah, but there is that, like, because Vlad's got connections like James Lynch and the MMA holes, and obviously there's a lot of beef still going on between the MMA Guru and the MMA holes, but I think Guru and James Lynch pretty much made up, right? They're kind of just on neutral grounds now, I think.
Yeah, I think they can, but MMA holes and the MMA Guru don't like each other, which I to some point don't understand, because imagine them cooperating. They would be the dream duo, but it seems like I don't know why they don't like each other. I'm good with both MMA holes and the MMA Guru, so no, can't talk against them. Like the MMA holes also helped me, but I don't know why they don't like each other.
Yeah, I thought it was an interesting one. Ben, have you got any other questions for Vlad? Just like the base questions of like the lore, and any questions about him?
I'm trying to think. I mean, I'm glad I got an answer to the whole John Morgan thing, and it's a very fair thing. There, I was going to ask, did you see that whole thing with Luke Thomas, where he was like talking trash about Jesse on Fire and like the new era of like YouTube MMA?
Well, he's trying to call all of us internet. How did he said internet scums? Or I don't remember exactly what he said. Something like that. Like internet losers. This internet loser is going to soon call him out for a fight. If he backs down, this internet loser wins by disqualification. So I want to prove that to Luke Thomas that this internet loser can beat him up, despite this internet loser is welterweight, and I believe he is a heavyweight, Like, why would somebody be a loser if he has a different approach? That's something I can't understand. Like, James Lynch is somewhere in the middle. He mustn't tell those things against fighters because, he's got the interviews, etc. But if you or I say something against a fighter, we are not going to have much of a problems. But again, I'm not a guy who likes to attack, etc. But Luke attacked first. If you want to attack, well, we have to fire back. I mean, we are new age, new era, and he is a classic guy. But I believe he's feeling that he's losing popularity to the MMA Guru, and they are feeling that, and that's the problem nowadays.
Yeah, Guru's definitely the next generation. Like he's going to continue to grow and grow. And I think you'll see a lot more accounts pop up that will try and replicate him, but there's only one MMA Guru.
Yes, absolutely. There is only one guy. I mean, I'm always trying to advance. I'm always trying to progress, but the problem is I live a nomadic lifestyle. That's why you imagine me like carrying a mic wherever I go. It would I work more jobs, etc. So that's why even if I invest in studio, I would have to be very static, and I can't be static. That's I live different lifestyle. That's a problem.
Yeah, definitely.
Vlad, I've got to ask you now, because this is what we talked about in the first episode. What are your thoughts on the MMA fight coming up between Mike Jackson and Pat Miletich?
I think Pat Miletich is going to smoke him out. For me, Mike Jackson is not a fighter. He is Mr. Racial Slur.
You're not going to hear any disagreements here, mate, to be honest. We'll
Yeah,
we'll back you on that front.
Yeah, Mike Jackson's. I made a whole video just talking about how weird his life has been. Like, he has like a deep hatred for white people, but his whole life he's been living like a privileged, like 1950s kid lifestyle. Lived in a rich area, playing badminton. Went to private school. He met Mick Maynard because he used to deliver newspapers for him, like a fucking 1950s sitcom, and then he got hired as a photographer for LFA and then got signed to the UFC with no combat experience, 0 MMA fights, yet he hates everything about his life and he hates white people. It doesn't make any sense to me.
No, it doesn't. I believe like many average fighters would be able to team up on the feet and also on the ground. I don't see him as a good fighter, really. I mean, Mike Jackson has never been a fighter to me. I don't know. He was using shortcuts in his life to earn money, etc. But if you're a privileged kid, then you are not going to succeed. Like, if you're not privileged kid like me, believe me, I was having a very difficult life story. So people with very difficult life story who start from the scrap, they usually touch the sky sooner or later. I mean, for me, it's gonna be later, I guess, but one day it will be, I guess.
Yeah, definitely.
Vlad, I knew I was going to ask you about this. Some sad news for the world of Bulgarian MMA. We found that Blagoy Ivanov was released from the UFC. How did this news hit you when it broke?
Well, I'm sad because Blagoy Ivanov is released, and I'm sad because Bulgaria is not going to have UFC fighter soon. But that opens up something new. That opens a new thing for me. I used to be the most popular Bulgarian MMA personality, and now when there is no Ivanov, my popularity will continue to skyrocket. Bulgaria will never cease existing in the world of UFC because of me. I mean, every time somebody says there are no Bulgarian UFC fighters, fine, but there is me.
That's true.
Yeah.
Who do you think the next Bulgarian in the UFC is going to be?
I hope that guy is fighting on Cage Warriors card on I believe Friday. It's Lazar Todev, but he's got a tough opponent. I forgot the name of the opponent, but he's got a very, very, very tough opponent. That guy is from Burgas. I mean, Burgas is my favorite city. But I'm going to tell you one thing. Problem with Bulgarian fighters is because they are good on the local scene, but they are not ready for big scene. Like we got Valentin Benishev, an undefeated fighter, but he is fighting on Max Sport, Max Fight. This is like an average promotion, man. Fight at Cage Warriors, fight at some good promotion, win the belt there. You've seen that Christian Leroy Duncan smoked out Marian Dimitrov. That is the problem with Bulgarian fighters, and majority of them are using steroids and illegal substances, etc. They are good for max fight, maybe for some local promotions, but the problem with them, they are not good for high-level achievement.
So what's like... Oh, you carry on, man.
I was just going to ask, is there like a major like Bulgarian MMA promotion? Like how there's Cage Warriors in the UK and in Australia there's Eternal. Is there any promotion like that in Bulgaria?
We have promotion called Max Fight, but unfortunately that promotion is like, they don't have doping control. They don't have like, you can do whatever you want. You can take whatever you want. And majority of guys are on roids. But when you come to Cage Warriors or to some serious level or to KSW, I mean, there is a steroid control and there is USADA, so you're going to get busted. That's the problem with Bulgarian scene. Many people want to use shortcuts. They're like, oh, I'm going into the nightclub, look at those chicks, etc. And I had a situation where one of Bulgarian guys, like he was sparring a stand-up with me. He was extremely muscular. And after 3 minutes, he was like, and he was 5-0. And I'm like, come on, man, you can't spar with me. What's wrong with you? He's like, I can't breathe. And he lives on the level of the sea. No, really, I just came back from mountain. I was born at elevation. I don't know whether you knew that. I was born at elevation, my city of Kustendil near Tsigovčark. I was born at like 1,000 meters. And I'm like, come on, man. I mean, this is a 3-minute round fight kickboxing and you can't breathe. He's like, I can't breathe. I'm like, okay, man, what do you even want? 5-0? Like, what are you even looking for in the world of MMA if you're guest after 3 minutes? I mean, are you new Abus Magomedov or what?
Yeah, he sounds a bit like Braxton Smith.
Absolutely.
Yes, Vlad, what's like your end goal in MMA? Is it to get to the UFC and become like an analyst or something?
My end goal is to push my state forward and forward and forward and to become as popular on YouTube as I can. And my end goal is there might not be Bulgarian MMA fighters, but my state will exist in the UFC. One way or another, my state is going to exist. Nobody is going to shut that down, ever.
So Vlad, let's say like ideal scenario, I get to the UFC and I call it the microphone for the UFC to sign up UFC Sleepies and Classics and get them on the analyst desk. Would that be like a big deal if I could do it?
If you offer me something like that, I would probably accept. Of course, I would like to see you in the UFC. I know you are training very hard. I know you got to grind your way through Cage Warriors and some other promotions, but I assume you're ready for some big successes. I've seen you're training very, very hard, and I know you don't have much of a time right now, many things going on, but why not, man? And imagine me like sitting in your corner. You would probably let me do it.
No, I would definitely let you call me. See for like one of my early fights, I would definitely. If you could like, or if I could get a fight in Serbia and I could fight a Serbian guy and I could get in my corner to like tell all the Serbians what to do. But don't do the boo me because I'm not from there. You could like try to be like my translator or something and try to get me well in Serbia.
Well, to be honest, if you ever fight a Serbian guy, put me in your corner and I'm going to wear this to irritate them.
Is that still like a big rivalry between Serbia and Bulgaria?
Well, it depends. You know, the southeastern parts of Serbia were in the war with Bulgaria in World War II, so they don't like Bulgarians much. But central Serbia is fine. Belgrade, for example, is very fine. I mean, nobody's gonna say you anything in Belgrade. But if you go to Niš, to Vranja, to like Surdulica, to Dimitrovgrad, they might, to Pirot, they might attack you. There are some places where you might not have a good time because, you know, like people are pretty much narrow-minded. But Serbia is like, you know, if you're in Belgrade, there aren't many narrow-minded people. But if you go south, people are more and more narrow-minded. Unfortunately, Bulgaria is towards the south, so.
Solid, man. Solid.
Yeah, there's a lot of interesting promotions in Serbia because wasn't that Alex Oliveira versus who was the middleweight guy he fought? The Russian? Wasn't that in Serbia?
It was Serbian Battle Championship. I was there in that. I forgot the name, but that guy was undefeated who fought Alex Oliveira, I think.
No, he also fought Shemenko. Alexander Shelemenko. Yeah.
Yes. That is you are talking about Serbian Battle Championship. Their headquarters is in the city of Novi Sad, which is 80 kilometers away from me. I live in Belgrade. They're like in Vojvodina, Novi Sad, 80 kilometers away from me. That promotion is pretty much popular here. That is the most popular promotion in Serbia at the moment. Serbian Battle Championship. They reunited with Titan FC, I think.
Yeah, because they seem to be getting some pretty big names like to come over to Serbia and fight, like Alex Oliveira and a few other people I've seen.
Yeah, also Will Brooks was fighting Predrag Bogdanovic, but unfortunately Will Brooks smoked him out. I mean, Predrag Bogdanovic used to be an undefeated fighter, and he is a good guy. He's training every single day, but he simply wasn't ready for Will Brooks.
Yeah, Will Brooks is a real interesting case because he's on like a really long win streak, but I guess the UFC don't want to re-sign him at this point. So it's like he's just smoking all these guys on the regional scene, but he's not in any major promotions.
I think he's not talking enough trash. Unfortunately, UFC cares about trash talkers too much, and it irritates me, honestly. I think that's pretty much unfair because you got really good fighters that are not going to get re-signed. And I mean, let's be honest, Will Brooks would stand a chance in UFC. I'm not going to say he would be the champ, but he would stand a chance against low-tier or mid-tier fighters.
Yeah, and he's got them 2 wins against Michael Chandler as well, which aged pretty well.
Yeah, it aged pretty well. And to be honest, Will Brooks should get at least 2 more fights in the UFC. I mean, he is old now, but let this man fight a few more times. And Let him be the famous. I mean, that would be fair if you're asking me.
Yeah, definitely, especially with the run he's on, and it's not like he can really keep fighting for much longer. So it's sort of now or never for Will Brooks.
But you're not gonna live forever. That's the problem.
Yeah, exactly. So it's now or never. I'm saying, like, he's 36, so
I know, man. When you're 36, I mean, I doubt he's Glover Teixeira to fight for the belt at 43, but you never
yeah,
know.
exactly. Especially at lightweight, like that at light heavyweight, yeah, you can do them sort of things, but at lightweight, you lose your athleticism and everything at that age.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Vlad, how often do you go to like partying in Serbia and like go out in like the town at the nightclubs?
I rarely go to nightclubs because I don't know, man. I'm gonna tell you one thing. I'm a loner. I mean, don't get it wrong, but like I don't like to go out much. Maybe I go out sometimes and that's it. But I'm focused to my goals. I'm focused to UFC. My ultimate goal is training and peace in my life and pushing my career to the next level. So going to the nightclubs can be fun, but it's not. I mean, listen, I have enough money for that, but it's not fun to me.
So let's say like a scenario where you hit a big milestone on YouTube, right? And you go out celebrating in Serbia, you go out to Belgrade or something, and let's say you're with some fine women in a nightclub in Serbia, and you see John Morgan from the other side of the nightclub start to approach you, and John Morgan comes up to you and starts talking shit to you. And he says, "I seen you on YouTube. I seen you talking all that shit," and he starts putting his fucking belly up to you. What would your reaction be if you got pressed by John Morgan in a nightclub in Belgrade?
I will just say, let's solve this out, fat boy. Let's go outside and solve this out like a man.
How did you come up with that video you did where it was you were comparing your diet and training to John Morgan's diet, and you were eating like these like berries and that, and then John Morgan was like eating chocolate, eating burgers. How did you come up with that video?
Well, it was just one idea I come up because I actually eat organic food. That is true. I'm not drinking. I only smoke weed from time to time, but only once per month. I'm not gonna say that I'm too clean. I'm not too clean, but I'm clean. But John Morgan is like, I rarely eat sweets, but it's not that I'm lying. It's my body is not asking for sweets. That's the problem. I'm like, even when I was a kid, I can't say that I didn't have sweets. I had, but I've never asked for too much. That's my character, my personality, and I like eating organic food. That's just when people are trolling MMA Joy with feed me hot dogs, people would probably troll me with feed me organic food. One of the guys was spamming that in my chat, and I asked him, okay, why are you doing this? He said, because you don't eat hamburgers. Because I told him, no, I do eat hamburger once per month, and that's it. But I eat organic food, and people are like, no, you're not. You're lying. You're too skinny. I'm like, okay, give me a break. It's all about caloric value, caloric intake.
Who would you have in a hypothetical MMA fight between MMA Joey and John Morgan?
I think MMA Joy would win, but this would be the fattest clash the world has ever seen.
Yeah, that'd be like one of those fucking Russian things would have the morbidly obese guys fighting like the little fucking scrawny woman. It'd be like that, but just like Godzilla versus King Kong.
I think if anyone took anyone down, the cage might fucking implode.
Yeah, like fucking Blagoy Ivanov and Ali Latifi when they fucking broke the ring.
Yeah,
like that.
The ring literally exploded.
So, I know.
So if John Morgan pulled up to you, do you think you would like try to like verbally tell him off, or do you think you'd have to like scrap him and just give him like a fucking teep kick to the stomach and make him body over, basically?
I wouldn't try to grapple him because he is heavy. I'm not saying I can't take him down. My coach is very skillful. He's teaching me to wrestle. I'm not saying I can't take him down, but I would probably try to strike and run, or I would probably try to take his back.
I just think it's so funny if John Morgan came up to you with his little double chin and started saying shit to you and you just fucking front kicked him in the face. I think it'd be so funny.
Imagine this.
A Glasgow kiss right in the mish. Yeah, that'd be good.
A headbutt would be nice. I also in my dojo, like there are people who think headbutt should be allowed in the UFC, but I'm against it because headbutt can hurt people badly. I'm against it, honestly.
Yeah, look at Bobby Green, Jared Gordon.
Yeah.
Actually knocked him out cold with the headbutt.
Not only that, remember Dennis Bonder fight? I haven't even noticed it was a headbutt.
Oh yeah, that was a bad one. Yeah.
I was thinking that Bonder was out, and I was yelling that Hernandez was winning etc. And then we see a replay, and one of my fans says, "But Vlad, it was a headbutt." I say, "What kind of headbutt?" He says, "Watch the replay." I'm watching the replay, a clean headbutt. I'm like, "Ouch."
That stoppage was really late as well. He landed 6 shots as he was out cold. That was horrible. Yeah, Bondar took way too much damage that fight.
Yeah, but I haven't seen it was a headbutt, Sometimes you simply can't see. For example, Murado versus Barbarena was a massive headbutt.
Mm-hmm. Another example would be like Kevin Holland and Kyle Dawkins. Like Kevin Holland, throughout his entire career, shouldn't have like a granite chin. But all it took was Kyle Dawkins to fucking headbutt him in the chin. They went out cold for a second.
Yeah, I've seen, man. It was really, really. Oof. I don't know, man.
Vlad, can you do your impression of John Morgan eating chocolate?
Oh, look at this sweet. Oh, this chocolate is sweet. May I have the first question after the chocolate?
It's actually quite accurate. Can you do the little noise it does when he's eating the chocolate or eating the burger?
Burger. But actually, I'm not a big fan of chocolate or burgers. You'll probably notice that when I was eating that I wasn't enjoying much. It was not, I mean, people were messaging me, Vlad, you're pretending you're not enjoying. I said, yes, I'm not enjoying. I don't like this food. And it was very hard. I entered the McDonald's to buy that, and I was like, oh, okay.
So never mind the Misfits boxing thing. See if we got one of those like Russian promotions to do the 3 in the cage at the same time. And it was us 3 versus Ariel, MMA Joey, and John Morgan. What would their strategy be, do you think?
My strategy would be, give me Ariel Helvani, I'm gonna need this guy to the head. And when I finish with him, I'm gonna kick John Morgan to the head. And of course, with MMA Joy, just take his back and he's done. But I believe you're a better grappler than me, so...
So if you could start going after Ariel, and then me and Ben could go get John Morgan straight away, both take his legs, get him down, and then it's basically us 3 versus MMA Joy. I feel like we could all handle that pretty easily. So I think we'd win that, to be honest.
I think I could smoke out Ariel Helvani in less than 15 seconds. One flying knee, he would be on the fence. And imagine him on the fence. The next thing, when he's on the fence, I would instantly try to shoot in or to punish him with spinning back elbows or some spinning kicks.
I think that'd be so funny. I don't even disagree. I think you would actually just smoke them. I think you'd smoke any of them individually. But like, if we were all in the ring at the same time, I feel like we'd have a pretty good strategy of just destroying them, to be honest.
Well, if we're both take Joey or John Morgan down, I don't think they're going to be able to get back up. So they're just going to be like turtled on the ground.
They don't even know to work their way up. When you're working your way up, you need to do it across your flank, But they would probably try to get up like this, which is completely incorrect. And my coach was yelling at me for 1 month. I was trying to, to get up like this. And my coach came here once. Vlad, come here. And he whooped on the top of me. He said, okay, try to get up now. And I was like, and he didn't want to let me go until I went on the flank. And he said, now you learned. Do not get up like the way you got up. Go on the flank.
Yeah, I feel like they'd just be like stuck on their back like a fucking turtle on their shell, just unable to fucking move from their back, I think.
Yeah, we could we'd get Ariel out of there, take one of them down, then we can take out like John Morgan, and then we can go back to Joey as he's trying to get back up.
Absolutely,
yeah, Joey, I think you need one soccer kick to Joey as he's down. I think he'd be finished.
Just name the body while he's down.
Yeah, like fucking pride. I haven't seen any MMA Joy video. See, for the longest time, I thought MMA Joy was like a joke in Guru's community. I didn't know he was an actual YouTuber. I thought it was some fat guy they took pictures of and said he was a YouTuber. I never knew he was an actual channel until like last week.
I only knew who he was because I seen some clip of him having a go at Holly Holm for speaking out against like child trafficking or something. And I was like, oh, this guy's a bit odd.
Yeah, it's interesting.
I think Holly Holm would be able to rape that guy with her strikes.
Would be able to what?
Would be able to rape MMA Joy with her strikes.
I don't think he's
Absolutely.
I've never heard anyone describe a fight like that before.
Well, imagine a woman rapes you. Like, imagine Holly Holm hearing what he said about her. I think Holly Holm would be pretty angry, and believe me, Holly Holm is a short-tempered person, so I wouldn't mess around with her.
I mean, yeah, I'm going to start saying that from now on. Any fight prediction I've got, I'm just got to start saying that instead. Gives you quite an image, to be honest. Yeah, true. That's mad. Jeez.
You remember when Chris Curtis gone wild when the MMA guru was trashing him?
Yeah.
So Holly Holm would also go wild about child trafficking accusations. Imagine like a fat guy telling me, she would probably be like, okay, tell me that face to face if you have balls.
Are there any like fighters in the UFC you think you could beat and just a straight up MMA fight?
CM Punk.
True. See, I mean that's what about like active current UFC fighters?
How was that guy's name who was knocked out in 15 seconds? I believe it was Martin Sanyo or something like that.
Oh yeah, Martin Sanyo. Yeah, he beat Jeff Neal. I don't know.
Yeah, he did. He beat Jeff Neal by submission.
Yeah.
Was it Martin Sanyo, right?
Yeah, Martin Sanyo. Yeah, one of the Diaz guys, because Nick Diaz was on the card. They just basically brought him in just to get smoked, to get raped, as you would say, by Semmelsberger.
But man, one punch and he was out. I mean, what kind of chin do you have when you're floored by one punch? I mean, come on. It was just a one punch, and it was not a strong punch. It was like mid power punch.
But it was Matthew Semmelsberger, to be fair, though. He does punch pretty hard.
Yeah, but Matthew Semmelsberger is not a hard hitter. Matthew Semmelsberger is a technical god.
It does definitely hit hard, though. He's one of the hardest guys hitting in that weight class, at least outside the rankings, at least.
Yeah, he's got iron chin. I agree with that.
Yeah. You think about the Chaos Williams fight as well. He just took all those big shots.
Yeah.
When we're already talking about Matthew Semmelsberger, I hope he's going to smoke out Uroš Medic. On this card, I'm roasting Uroš Medic and Darius Flowers. Uroš Medic's fans were sending me death threats. I'm going to roast him for 15 minutes.
Because he's Serbian, right?
No, I'm actually a big fan of his, but his fans are annoying.
Yeah, but Medic is Serbian, though, right? Is he not?
Yes, he is Serbian, but I'm telling you, I only roast fighters when their fans send death threats.
And what happened with Darius Flowers?
One of his toxic fans were threatening to me while he was in the Contender Series.
He fought that Georgian guy, didn't he? Gogoladze.
He slammed Gogoladze. Darius Flowers destroyed Gogoladze, and way to go for that. I mean, I respect that. Darius Flowers is a very fun fighter to watch. I like him as a fighter, but his fan base is also very toxic.
I didn't even know he had a fan base, to be honest.
I mean, yeah, he's pretty fucking new to the UFC, and he had that thing with him and Kyler Phillips, so they both got suspended for a bit, and then they're both fighting soon anyway. Vlad, what fighter specifically has the most toxic fan base out of anyone in the UFC?
Khabib Nurmagomedov.
And
Islam Makhachev and Khamzat Chimaev. Choose between the three of them, but it's hard to choose between Khabib and Islam.
Mm-hmm. Well, that kind of crosses over like the same just Dagestani fan base, where they just take things quite personally no matter what.
Yeah, they're taking everything personally.
Yeah, there's like a civil war between the Khabib and Khamzat fan base, though, when Khamzat had that little scuffle with Khabib's cousin. They were interesting times.
But man, interesting times. I mean, how can you sleep with your cousin? I don't get it, man. It's like it's not normal here. Imagine somebody sleeping with his cousin. I mean, come on, man. What's gonna be with those kids? I mean, you know scientifically that is not good. I mean, I'm talking about science. I'm just talking scientifically. I'm not talking whether I like that or not. What's gonna happen with those kids?
I mean, to be fair, they could come out stronger. Inbreeding does breed some freakishly strong people, so I mean, it does have also some bad side effects, but if the Dagestanis want to play that game, it could breed some serious contenders in the future.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you one thing, guys. Historical fact. Hitler was inbred. You know that Hitler's mom and Hitler's father were in a relative relationship. So if you want another guy like this, I'm just talking scientifically. I'm not talking that I don't like it. I'm just talking scientifically. The things could get very complicated.
Yeah, I'll take your shot on that.
This is definitely even more controversial than our first episode.
I'm just talking facts. I mean, scientifically, you can check scientific facts and see. Like scientifically, inbreeding is like You can be the best in the world, but you might have some anomalies. You might not function. Yes?
We've already lasted longer than a Guru and Jason Fowler's podcast. That went one episode, so we've already beat them. So I'll take that as a win.
There were some great episodes on their end, but I think MMA Guru doesn't have to cooperate with Jesse because MMA Guru is way better.
Well, you know, I second that statement, but still. Vlad, when we got to get the return of your sleep streams?
I think I could do it pretty much soon, man, when I'm extremely tired. I might actually do it. I was thinking about doing it, but always when I go to sleep, you know, I'm working more jobs and like, man, been a harsh life last month, you know, like working on the heights, you know, I'm painting walls, you have a belt, you have a hat, etc. But imagine like you're in the level of 4th floor, 5th floor, you know, nothing can happen because you have a belt, but man, no, it's you know, if you look down, you don't feel well, believe me.
Mm-hmm. And nothing scares the Bulgarian Cowboys. That tells you how high up it is.
Ben, I know, man. I have a belt, but again, I'll be honest, I'm afraid of heights.
I'm as well, actually. I'm afraid of heights and like open water. That's like one of my things. But
Ben, I have heights as well.
Ben, have you seen his sleep streams before?
No, I don't think I have actually.
Quality, man. There's nothing more relaxing than looking on the homepage of YouTube and seeing a Bulgarian cowboy sleep stream on his bed with the lights off. So
wait, is it just Vlad sleeping?
Yeah, it's just Vlad sleeping, man, trying to catch some Z's, and the chat's just saying that people are under the bed and that, and coming in the closet and everything.
At least we were having fun, fellas.
Yeah, Vlad was loving it. If you watch it, Vlad's just sitting there to get some Z's in the bed, man. It's so relaxing. Just something about it, man. Something about it is just so entertaining. The chat always goes off in the sleep streams as well, man. He's not done one in a while, but if he brings one back, then I'm definitely getting on it and watching a Vladimir sleep.
Oh yeah, I'm bringing one back, man. One day I will definitely, but right now it's summer, so unfortunately, I don't sleep much because of my goddamn other jobs. But I wish I could live. Yes. Go ahead.
What happened to that guy that lived in your house for a bit? The guy who was like worked in a bakery or something. What happened to that guy? The guy that looked like Clay Guido.
Clay Guido, he's a baker. He's working graveyard shifts, and he's not living with me anymore. He's living on the other end of the town, but we see each other from time to time. We smoke a bit of weed, and that's it.
Yeah, Ben, he had this guy who basically was like Clay Guido's biggest fan. He used to do the Clay Guido head movement and that. Just
man, he's a diehard fan of Clay Guida. Believe it or not, he's watching Clay Guida since 27. I was like, come on, man. He knows every single fight of Clay Guida. Who was he fighting? What was he making? But listen, the funniest fact, the guy is not a fan of MMA. That is the funniest thing. He's not a fan of MMA. He's just a fan of Clay Guida. He thinks MMA is a stupid sport, but he loves Clay Guida.
He used to just like live in Vlad's back room through there. He'd just come through in the stream sometime and just sit in the background talking about Clay Guida. It was so funny.
So if he hates MMA, how did he become a fan of Clay Guida?
I don't know, man. I don't know how he became a fan of Clay Guida. I'm going to tell you one thing. He's a fan of rock music, you know. And one day, I showed him, I remember, we know each other for a very long time, and I showed him, he asked me, do you have a guy with long hair who fights? I said, yes, I have Clay Guida. And I sent him a video. He was like, oh, I love this guy. I must watch this. And I'm like, wait, you hate MMA? He's like, yes, but this guy is amazing. I'm like, man, you hate MMA. Come on, give it a break. No, this guy is amazing. And he was like this for like half an hour.
Can't help it, man. When Clay Guida's fighting, you got to pay attention.
Oh, believe me, when Clay Guida is fighting, he's telling his boss to give him a break, you know. When Clay Guida is fighting, he's always on the break. When he was inking contract for that bakery, he wrote to his boss, I'm eager to work on Saturdays if you let me be on the break when Clay Guida is fighting.
I don't blame him, man. Clay Guida's the GOAT, to be honest. But, oh yes, what was I going to say? Yeah, Vlad, so seeing as we're covering all the controversial topics, what do you make of the whole Adesanya Dricus du Plessis situation?
Well, I think both of the guys are having good reasons to go on each other, but I think Izzy is going too far with his racial slurs. I don't like it, man. I mean, Dricus is also having arguments. Maybe like maybe he shouldn't start the war. But again, Easy is going too far, man. Come up with something new. You're annoying with your racial slurs. And when Guru is saying that Easy is lesbian, that Easy is having Gino, etc., I understand why he does it, because he's pretty much spot on. Too high level of estrogen.
Guru's actually planning on flying down to South Africa to do an interview with Cameron Simon and Duplessis in person later this year, I think he said.
I think that would be amazing. I mean, Simon, Duplessis, they are good fighters. I'm not going to say. I mean, I want Dricus to be the champ, but that division is stacked.
Yeah, middleweight it was really stale for a bit, but now it feels like you look at how the middleweight rankings now, it's a completely different vision than what it was at least like 2 years ago. Like, there's a lot of guys moved down, a lot of guys moved up, and Pereira came in very recently. So yeah, the division's getting pretty interesting finally.
I believe that Cameron Simon has greater chances of becoming a division champ than Dricus Duplessis. Now you're gonna say I'm crazy, but Dricus division is harder.
But he is Oh yeah, I was going to say, but he does have a title shot next, and if the fact that he was willing to get down Whittaker, who's known for his takedown defense and get-ups, if he can get a hold of Adesanya, then he could probably win there. Obviously, easier said than done, but he impressed me so much against Whittaker that I like. It's hard for me not to pick him now. Like, he looked amazing against Whittaker.
I don't know, man. I wasn't expecting him to smoke out Robert Whittaker like that, but I'm glad he won. I'm not gonna lie, I'm glad he won, but it was like too much. It was too much of a surprise for me in the first place.
So that's a question for both of you. What was the fight that got you into MMA? What was the one specific fight that you seen and said, "I'm going to be a fan of this sport"?
So for me, it was back-to-back fights. So I used to watch the sport, but the fight that made me a hardcore fan was Cowboy subbing Mike Perry, and then the Yair Rodriguez versus Korean Zombie. That card, just after that card, I was like, I need to watch every single one of them, because that elbow that Yair got TKZ with, just like the sport is so unpredictable. It's like so exciting that I could never miss a card afterwards, and I've never missed a card since that event.
Yeah, it's like no matter how bad the card is, you don't want to miss it because you know there's a chance that the KO.
Pat Williams versus Mark the Hammer Coleman is my fight. Pete Williams versus Mark Coleman.
Well, that's a throwback. Vlad, did you say you've been watching the UFC since like the start?
Yes, absolutely. But in the beginning, I wasn't such a big fan. But the fight that really hooked me up was Pete Williams versus Mark the Hammer Coleman, head kick KO.
That's an OG fan.
OG, man, watching this sport since 1993.
How about you, Jamal? What fight made you a big fan?
I wish I had a better answer if it was like a specific fight, but I first probably got into it was the McGregor Cowboy fight, because I remember just seeing it get recommended to me. I think it was like a JRE clip, and it was like, could Cowboy beat McGregor? And I was like, who? I don't know who the fuck Cowboy is. So I went on it. I remember watching that, and then I didn't watch it until the pandemic hit, and the fucking first card I watched all the way through was Jessica Ivor, Cynthia Calvillo. So I don't know how that was one that got me, but ever since then I was like, I just can't miss a card from here on out.
Hey, that's your first card, when you start so low, every other card afterwards is going to be so much better.
That's true, because the first two main events I've seen were Calvillo and then Blades Volkov, and I was like, is this really worth watching? And the week after that was Poirier Hooker, and I was like, do you know what? I feel like I should keep watching it from this point on. I can't miss one of these fights live.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, once you like start watching like back to back, and you keep watching, you can never miss a card. Like if I ever miss a card, I'd literally probably have nightmares for days. Like with regret.
Yeah, because I always know I'll miss something, and it's just I'd rather watch MMA than do anything else that's on my life at like the time that's on here in the UK. There's nothing else I'd be doing at that time anyway. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, same here. It's because most cards here the prelims will normally start at like 4 a.m. So it's not like I'll be out doing shit anyway. So,
Vlad, what's like the biggest animal you could take in a fight?
Yeah, go ahead. What did you ask?
What's the biggest animal you could take in a fight? Just like a straight up fucking man versus nature fist fight.
Puma.
You think? I don't know, man. I don't know if you could take a puma, man. Pumas are pretty fucking lethal.
Yeah, I know, but you asked me. I have to take one, so I would go with puma.
I think if you're like a weapon or something, but bare hands, I think a puma's pretty fucking serious, to be honest.
Well, maybe.
What about you, Ben?
Maybe, you never know.
I don't know. I feel like most like predator animals would probably kill me, to be honest.
Yeah. I think probably like a goat or something, to be honest. Like probably like a decent sized goat, I'd probably take the back off and choke her, I think.
Oh yeah, like farm animals. Oh, I'd fuck any farm animal up, but like a wild animal, like a like a lion or a tiger, and stuff like that. They'll fucking annihilate me.
Do you think who would win in a fight? Do you think like see like a really aggressive pig, like a hog, or John Morgan?
Two hogs fighting, so it's a hog fight, I guess.
And the fucking pen with the mud in that, yeah. What's your best fighter impression, Vlad?
I believe it's Nick Diaz. Many
Let's
people are praising Nick Diaz.
Let's hear it.
Hit me, motherfucker. Hit me. Spinning shit? You're throwing spinning shit?
It's pretty spot on, mate. I don't know. I think it's actually quite accurate.
Come on, motherfucker. Hit me. What are you waiting for? Hit me.
That's dead on, mate, actually. Spot on. Can't even tell the difference. I thought Nick Diaz joined the first second there.
I can do some impressions, not all of them though, but not as good as Guru. But people are saying I'm better with Eastern European fighters.
Yeah, that makes sense. Who's like an Eastern European fighter you can do an impression of?
I can do Yuri Prohashka if you want.
Yeah, let's see Yuri. Yeah.
What's that kind of a question? I'm gonna knock out everybody who stands in front of me. That question. I'm the champ.
Can you do the scream?
Yes?
Can you do the scream that Yuri does when he's out in the forest?
Well, it looks like him. For example, Jan Blachowicz is funny. Me. I'm the best. I will win. I'm the best Polish MMA fighter.
Can you do a Hamzat or a Habib impression?
Habib, yes, I can. I can do Habib, yes. Ring girls are useless. Oh, really? What function? Somebody tell me, please. No, I don't want to insult anybody. That is my honest personal opinion. But ring girls are useless.
That was
I think there's
spot
also
on.
nipples.
I thought Habib joined us for a second there.
I don't know. What's got to say?
I can copycat Habib pretty much accurate.
Is there anything else you guys want to talk about? Anything MMA, anything farm animal related you want to cover?
Well, me and you, Jamal, we spoke about our predictions, but what are your predictions, Vlad, for the main event and co-main event this weekend?
I think the fight will not go the distance. In the main event, if I must pick a side, gonna lean Poirier because it's altitude fight. And for co-main, so hard to pick a side. I don't know. I would rather go with the technical pick.
Yeah, it's a hard matchup to pick. I'm picking. You're picking Jan, aren't you, Jamal?
Yes, I'm picking Jan. Yes, but it's very hard fight to call. Jan needs to drag the fight to the ground to win. But if I must pick a side, would win with Jan. I actually bet on Jan, but I'm not confident that much.
Yeah, I've got Jan and Poirier as well. But everyone in that poll I did was picking Gaethje. It seemed like it was a close poll, but most of like the known people that were voted on it, like a lot of the fighters and stuff, were voting for Gaethje. So it's going to be quite interesting.
That's true.
Yeah, plus with it being at altitude, I actually think that gives Gaethje an advantage because he trains at elevation with Usman, yeah. So I think he probably has a pretty good advantage there.
It just feels like every time I start hyping up Gaethje that maybe he's changed, it always feels like he just goes back to being the same Gaethje that we know. So like with the performance against Fiziev, if he does that again, then fair play to him, he's evolved. But I feel like every time I trust him to come out and act different, he always reverts to the same old. I don't even know how to describe it, but just the same old Gaethje that we're used to from before. Where it's just everything at the wall.
Mode.
Yeah, so I don't know how much I trust him to stay technical in this fight. Because even again, the Fiziev fight, it wasn't a technical masterclass. He still used all of the physical advantages and just the cardio and toughness that he's used before. It wasn't like he just outstruck Fiziev technically or anything. But he still won the fight. It was a good performance. So I don't know, man. But I've let me Pori. Pori's never really let me down that bad before, apart from against Oliveira. But still.
Yeah, he did really impress me though against Fiziev. I thought he was going to get smoked against Fiziev.
So I picked Fiziev as well. It was still a close fight. To be fair. And Fiziev is, I feel like one of the things we did accept with Fiziev is that he does slow down, even 3 rounds. He slowed down against Bob Green as well. It's one of them things where we were all hyping up the new gen of lightweight so much with Gamrot and Fiziev and Arman and Ismagulov, and it feels like that kind of just fell apart recently. Like all of them, even Arman had won. I feel like all of them have just been proved. Maybe the whole time there's a reason why the top of the division was just Oliveira, Pori, Gaethje, them all guys fighting each other the whole time, because it seems like the new gen of lightweights weren't even ready for the top the whole time. So I don't know. It's interesting.
Well, Grant Dawson just beat Demir better than Arman, so
yeah.
I don't know. Maybe we're looking at the wrong new gen. The new gen's actually Grant Dawson and I don't even know who else is there.
Matt Wolf.
Just the whole new gen is just Grant Dawson. Just one guy, one man leads the charge for the next generation. Grant Dawson.
Yeah, the new gen of lightweight is the same generation that there was in like 2019, just coming back around like Diego Ferreira, Matt Frivola. They're all making a comeback.
Yeah, Matt Frivola is literally on like a run of his career. He fucking knocked out Drew Dober, so he can knock out anyone pretty much.
Yeah, I don't know how Frivola made that comeback after getting done against Paul Race, but fair play.
Yeah, and getting KO'd in 7 seconds by Terence McKinney.
Yeah, I don't know. He's a weird fighter, man. He's got one of them chins that either holds up so well or just goes instantly. Very weird.
Yeah, but I love Matt Frivola, though, to be fair. He seems like a really good guy. I hope he gets the Paddy fight. I think he would smoke Paddy, but also at the same time, he could get caught knowing how his career...
There's a risk that Paddy just switch kick kills him. I can actually see that happen. I don't know why, but it's how it is.
Oh, God, no. Yeah. They should do that for MSG.
Yeah. Like I said, I don't know. Paddy said they might not be ready for this year, so depending on how that goes, I don't even know if he's got to be fighting until like early next year at the soonest.
God, yeah, a lot of his hype is really, really died after that Jared Golden fight, which was pretty upsetting.
Yeah, but every fight's had in the UFC, I think people have kind of shitting him more and more just because he's very outspoken in that, and he's got a big fan base behind him for the UK. Like,
don't get me wrong, I don't personally think he's like championship level, but it's still like he's an entertaining like personality to have. Like he makes every fight he has feels big, but I don't know if his next fight will feel that big.
Yeah, I mean he's 4-0 in the UFC lightweight against like some decent names in there as well. Like he ain't terrible, but yeah, him being a champion is just I don't see. I think I feel like he's already hit that level. The Jared Gordon fight showed that, and if Jared Gordon's a ceiling, then I don't know how much further he's got.
I don't know how true this is, but I read this on Reddit, and apparently George Hardwick and Paddy Pimblett had like a session together, like and apparently Paddy Pimblett subbed him in 5 seconds. I don't know how true that is, though. I
mean, Paddy's got good jiu-jitsu. That's like the actual thing that he's like technically fundamentally good at. That's what he's properly dangerous. So depending on when, I mean, I don't think it would be the most crazy thing ever happened. 5 seconds is pretty mad, unless he just like heel hooked.
Apparently, literally flying armbarred him in 5 seconds. It sounded very ridiculous, but apparently George Hardwick said that.
I mean, I don't know. Hardwick's pretty. I mean, Hardwick's like that. He could just be fucking making that up. I don't know. The Hardwick boys are weird because you don't get a lot of guys like that in MMA who speak like them. So I don't know. He may be taking the piss, but depending on when it was, it might not be the hardest to believe.
Yeah, it was probably years ago though, because like Hardwick's grappling defense looked really good. I rewatched that Driscoll fight today, and yeah, he really impressed me. Driscoll's striking really impressed me in that fight as well.
Yeah, well, Driscoll's an AKA guy, like, and he's got good wrestling. He couldn't get him down once, really. And then, like I said, it was like Hardwick was so focused on getting a takedown. He tried to kind of allow him to just get his face jabbed off for a lot of parts. So ended up his nose quite mushed in. and blooded after that fight. But yeah, that was actually an underrated fight, man. That was one of my favourite fights for last year. Really good fight, but didn't really get a lot of praise.
Yeah. I was watching. I was like, damn, this is actually a really fun fight. Who are you picking? Hardwick against El Salwadi?
Yeah, that guy's recent fights I've watched, and they were decent performances, but guys he's beaten weren't that good record-wise, and he's been KO'd a couple of times as well, so I could just see Hardwick putting on him early, and maybe getting his chin like early in the second, probably.
I went and found like his two of his losses, and like they were brutal. Like they were out cold KOs. One of them was like a knee, like straight to him, like knocked him out cold, and another one was a spinning back fist. So he's been KO'd in very unorthodox ways, but like obviously that's still not going to be good for your chin being knocked out cold.
Yeah, especially against Hardwick as well, who's just a very good game planner overall, smart fighter. So yeah, and if that is the main event as well, I think the UFC might have just made it so Hardwick gets a showcase KO. Again, they want the guy who has a good enough record to where it's not just like a give me fight, but they also want to pick a guy who they knew probably could get cracked quite easily, I think.
Yeah, I still don't get why like George Hardwick has to go through the Contender Series, and then you got people like fucking Mike Jackson straight to the UFC, like Braxton Smith straight to the UFC. Yeah. Michael Gilmore, how was Michael Gilmore ever a UFC fucking fighter?
Yeah, because it was meant to be that Miles Hunsinger guy on Tough, and he fell out and then ended up getting Gilmore in, who like stuck around in Vegas, I think. And Dana White was like, "This guy's fucking awesome. How badass is this guy?" And then they sent him to the UFC, and it was just fucking terrible. It was absolutely shit.
He made Ramesh Brahmish look like fucking Hamzat Chimaev.
Yeah, and he lost to Petrosky as well in the UFC.
And Ramesh lost to Court McGee.
Yep, he did, and he lost to Matt Strickland as well, not the highest level guy.
Yeah, so Michael Gilmore literally, like, if you watch that Ramesh fight, you'd think that fucking Ramesh was like the next fucking big thing in the division, but it just shows. Yeah. But Michael Gilmore, he has a win over Chaos Williams, so I guess you got to respect him for that.
I didn't even know that. That's another one of them ones. There's a lot of guys at welterweight for which fucking weird wins outside the UFC like that.
But, like Chaos Williams' style is just like he could lose to anybody. Just if he doesn't KO them, he could lose like any fight pretty much. But he just has that fucking switch off power.
Yeah, I think he's. I saw he's fighting against Sumer like is actually. Vlad, how sad were you when you found out that Dean Barry retired?
Well, a bit.
I bet you. Did you ever think he was going to be anything in the UFC like Dean Barry? Did you ever think he had any potential at all?
Well, I was thinking he had the potential, but people sometimes make weird decisions. For example, Jimmy Flick retired and Dan retired.
Yeah.
I was hoping it was going to happen with Dean Barry too.
Did you watch his kickboxing fight he had at Titan FC?
Yes.
What do you think of that performance?
Well, to be honest, I think he should have stayed in MMA.
Yeah. Did you see the highlight reel that he did for it? The Dean Barry's little highlight reel. The shot. It's literally the guy's fighting what the fuck was it ever called, man? And he feels like a little spinning back kick, and Dean Barry sweeps him, and that's the entire highlight reel. And the other one's like him missing a kick is the other one.
It was literally 8 seconds, and it had like the song playing, and then the song just stopped straight away. Like, it was literally there was no highlight you could find in that fight except for him getting a trip.
That was the same night as the Cage Wars card, and I got quite drunk for that card. And I was like, I'm going to stay up and watch Titan FC for Dean Barry's fight. I remember sitting there watching it thinking, what the fuck am I watching? Like, I don't know, I thought it was hallucinating, just seeing Dean Barry show up and he's wee kickboxing shots and this just belly flab, just losing to this guy. He like broke his leg or something, like broke his ankle. He got a kick checked and he was stopping all over the place. He got spinning back elbowed. I was like, they just lose to this guy, this 1-2 guy. I couldn't fucking believe it.
He came out looking like Nick Diaz against Robbie Lawler in the second fight.
Yeah, well, that's never you definitely don't want to compare to that physique-wise ever, but it's pretty fucking accurate as well.
Yeah, I think Nick Diaz is going to fight again as well. If he does come back, they should probably do him like versus Matt Brown or like another veteran.
Or him versus Chaos Williams.
What do you got against Nick?
I can actually see it, man. I feel like with Nick Diaz, they actually might try to just risk him against someone like that. Because they gave him the Robbie Lawler fight as like a little just chance. And I feel like Guru was right in saying that Robbie Lawler took it easy on him. So I could see him just doing like, it's Nick Diaz versus Jeremiah Wells coming on. It's like I actually see him doing that.
Nick Diaz versus Jack Della Maddalena, UFC 293 in Sydney.
Yeah, and Dana White just builds it as it's a fucking awesome fight. Fucking
And
great
yeah,
fight.
Nick Diaz.
Yeah, I mean, he's literally got to get smoked like a split if he fights Jack Del Meadow, you know. But do you know what they'll do? They'll probably do Nick Diaz versus Blood Diamond in his next fight. I could see him doing that.
Nick Diaz
And
versus...
we're already talking Diaz. Nate Diaz is fighting Jake Paul soon.
Yeah, what do you think of that fight?
Jake Paul is going to win.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think so as well,
so.
unfortunately. I think it could be like a TKO from like a cut because Nick Diaz got all that fucking scar tissue over his eye. I could see him getting like sliced open and then the doctor just stopping it like 4th round or something.
Yeah, I guess.
Do you think Nate Diaz will come on strong if it goes into the later rounds, though?
Yeah,
Could
it could be one of them fights where Jake Paul wins early enough to where he's a guaranteed decision win, and Nick Diaz has like a moment at the end of the last round where he hurts him, and that's kind of like basically the Leon Edwards fight, but it's like a moral victory for Nick. I could see that, and he fucking flexes at the end of it. I could see that happening, but yeah, I think Jake's going to win regardless.
That Nate Diaz, Leon Edwards, when he rocked him, I've never been more shocked in a fight. Literally, I was with my mate watching it, and he's like a massive Nate Diaz fan. We were literally fucking like screaming like bloody murder. Like we were screaming like, what the fuck? Like, if he would have went for it, like imagine the timeline. It would have been Nate Diaz versus Kamaru Usman.
How do you think the Chimaev fight would have went, Vlad, him and Nate Diaz?
Unfortunately, I think Chimaev would win. As much as I hate that guy, he's a good fighter.
Do you know what? Honestly, I think Chimaev would have gotten down straight away and like doused them, and Nate would have just got up and started flexing and said, "What?" Like, I guarantee what would have happened. Chimaev would have either pounded them out early or subbed them in like a minute, and Diaz would have just gotten up and like just like flexed and like walked off. I think he would have killed, honestly.
I honestly thought Nate Diaz was like when the Tony Ferguson fight started. I honestly thought he was just going to jump the cage and leave.
When he first walked off, I thought he like planned it to like get to the main event and then walk out the cage and like ruin the UFC main event. I thought that's what he was doing.
I thought he was like when he was fighting Leon Edwards. I thought he was having like a fucking panic attack because if you watch that fight, he kept like moving around, bending over, and like he looked like. He looked very uncomfortable. I was like, is he okay? Like, I thought fucking we're going to see, like, Nate pass out or something.
Yeah. Is there like a fight where a guy's just... Oh, there was the Kimbo Slice, Dada 5000 fight where they both just, like, collapsed like halfway through the fight and they both basically just died of exhaustion after it.
Yeah, Dada 5000. He died from... literally nearly died from exhaustion.
Yeah, that's the closest I've ever seen from one of them. Or, like, Braxton Smith as well against Parker Porter. He just fucking fell over. He just couldn't get up.
You know, Braxton Smith more UFC ready than George Hardwick, apparently.
Yeah, as is fucking Dean Barry and Michael Figlack, it seems.
Yeah, why did they sign, like, no offense to the guy, I'm sure he's, like, good, but why did they sign Figlack, like, so early? Why did they not let him build more experience?
Well, they did that thing because him and Hardwick just fought on the same card. It was the same card where Hardwick fought in Driscoll. And Michael Figlack beat Aggie Sardari, who used to be champion at Cage Warriors, and they had this face-off, and it was George and Michael Figlack who were going to fight each other. Basically, that was official until he got signed to the UFC, and they had Harry Hardwick and Matt Figlack, who was a featherweight and a welterweight. So they were going to fight each other. So that was like the funny part of the stare-off, and that was like after that card was like, all right, everyone, let's go. We're getting George Hardwick versus Michael Figlack. And I think George said that it was going to be him versus Ziam, but he was injured, so they ended up just calling him Figlack anyway. And I was like, oh, Figlack's pretty solid. But I thought he was going to beat Ziam, because Ziam didn't look that good in his last fight before that, where he fought Benjamini. And then I think Figlack just showed that he wasn't really UFC ready, because no one was calling for it anyway. No one was saying Figlack should get to the UFC, especially before he fought Hardwick. So I think it was a last-minute thing that came with him.
Yeah, because I know Hardwick got offered the short notice fight at Paris. I didn't know if it was against Zam or not, but yeah, that makes sense. Fucking now Fares is on a little run.
Yeah, I know he's had a weird career, man. Did you remember that fight he had with Don Madge? It was like the fucking longest clinch fight in the history of the UFC. It was literally just the clinching for 15 minutes, him and Don Madge in Abu Dhabi. Yeah.
And he also got a robbery win over Jamie Malaki.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Where they just got... What was the issue with that fight? Was it because someone did more damage and they gave it the other way?
So the whole fight was pretty much Jamie Malaki sitting on top of him, total striking him, and then I guess they gave it to Fares because he landed like a few leg kicks. I think it was a horrible fight. Like neither guy won that fight, but like I think Jamie Malaki clearly won it, but gave it to Fares.
I remember that at the time. That was I think the Ortega Crean Zombie card in Fight Island as well. I mean, I remember that. But yeah, now he's back-to-back wins as well. and lost in McKinney. So I don't know. It's a fucking weird career for Frazier.
Yeah, Ferres is on a run and McKinney's on the downside.
True. Vlad, is there anything else you want to cover?
Well, whatever you want. I mean, I'm here for I have 5 more minutes. So if you want to ask something else, go for it, please. Then I need to get back to construction. So I have a right to go on a break. So it's one of the best breaks I've ever had.
Who's your least favorite fighter, Vlad?
My least favorite fighter is every single Dagi fighter. Aside of Umar Nurmagomedov and Zabit Magomed Sharipov, every single Dagi fighter. Right now, it's Rinat Fakhreddinov.
Is that because of the fan base, yeah?
Yeah, because of the fan base and because Rinat Fakhreddinov is pretty much boring fighter. Okay, he knocked out his opponent in his last fight, fine, but he's still boring.
That's fair.
Yeah, I think Renat will probably total control his way to a UFC title fight, probably.
I guess.
If he has more performances like he did against Kevin Lee, I won't complain, no. If he just starts smoking people in the field like that,
He really should have smoked Andreas Michailidis, though. He made that fight so fucking boring.
Yeah, I mean, it dropped Brian Battle quite badly as well, and Battle was quite solid, so I don't know. Weird fighter. Yeah. But Ben, who's your most hated fighter?
My most hated fighter?
Yeah.
Probably, I don't know why I hate this guy so much, but it's probably Alex Morono.
I don't mind Morono, but he just seems like the most run-of-the-mill average guy, Morono. Just like the most NPC American guy. I don't know. I've just had such a deep hatred for him for so long that I don't even know why I hate him anymore. I think it was before I hated him before he fought Cowboy, but after the Cowboy fight, I hated him even more. Yeah, that was a tough one for me. I was more annoyed with Goddard in that fight when he stopped it when Cowboy was against the cage. That annoyed me, but yeah. I've got no opinions on Morono, to be honest, just kind of indifferent to him. If he wins, he wins. If he loses, he loses. But yeah. And then if we're talking outside the UFC, then Mike Jackson is my least favorite fighter of all time. Yeah, I agree. Mike Jackson's actually my favorite fighter ever. I just something about him, man, but I don't know. I don't get why you guys fucking hate him so much. I don't know. I understand it, but yeah. You have to agree to disagree on that. I got really bored and I decided to watch his MMA Junkie interview where he was talking about Jake Shields. It was literally 30 minutes of him speaking uninterrupted, ranting and ranting before the interviewer said anything. It was a fucking painful watch. I'd love to interview Mike Jackson one day, man. You call you a snow roach? Nah, trust me, I'd get in his good side, I think. So if someone can get me in a link with Mike Jackson, I would definitely interview him and see what I could do with that. So if anyone is contacted Mike Jackson, get me to interview him and I'll do it. Yeah, you got to get the connection with Brendan Allen, then you can get the connection with Mike Jackson. Or I can get the connection with Ryan Spann, I think, maybe, and then get to him. Or Sean O'Bannon, who knows? See what happens. Well, I'm pretty sure Mike Jackson and Derek Lewis were friends or something at some point. Yeah, they trained at the same gym. Bob Cook guy here in Texas. Yeah, I wonder how Derek Lewis feels about his rants. I don't think he fucking cares, man. I bet Lewis thinks it funny. I don't think Lewis is really bothered by it, to be honest. But I remember Derek Lewis saying some stuff about voting for Trump, so I imagine Mike Jackson wasn't very happy about that. That's true, but he probably just went up to him and said, I don't know. I don't know. Don't want to speak too much more about Mike Jackson, but he just seems like one of them guys who would have an issue with something unless it was brought up to him by someone they already knew, and then they would immediately change his opinion on that, depending on who was around, especially if he was close to someone. So
Mike Jackson is unhappy with everything in his life. I think we need to pay him a hooker.
Vlad, you know what? If you want to put some money towards that, I'll chip in as well, and then we can send Mike Jackson a hooker if you want. I'll chip in a bit as well.
Yeah, that's okay. I mean, $50 and he's gonna get a top hooker to get less frustrated with his life.
Mm-hmm. Petition to make Mike Jackson a happier person.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, hookers are actually nice. They can make you into a happier person as long as you have money.
You're speaking from experience there, Vlad, I assume?
No, I'm not speaking from experience. I'm just telling that this is a good recommendation for some people who are constantly frustrated with their own lives. I'm not one of those guys. I'm pretty much 50-50 with my life. I'm pleased with the most aspects of my life. Not with all, but 8 out of 10 I'm pleased. So
Maybe that's what, rather than try to like insult him, maybe we should just take Mike Jackson like a tour of the world and just try to make him a happy person. We could do a little restoring Mike Jackson's faith in humanity.
Okay, I'm ready to pay him a hooker. That's not a problem.
Well, that can be like episode 1, and then we can like take him like round the park or something. We can take him to see like, I don't know, like a fireworks show or something. Maybe that can be a little new eventually.
I don't think Mike Jackson is a type for street hookers. I think Mike Jackson is more of a type for condo hookers or maybe some elite hookers. That's what he needs, you know. He believes he belongs to the, you know, to the high tier.
Yeah, I'm not really into the hooker on the road like that. I'm not sure how the tiers work, but yeah.
Yeah,
if you're the expert, then I'll take your word on it and I'll go with the flow.
Well, we have an agreement. We can pay Mike Jackson one hooker.
Sounds good, man. I'll get straight on it right now. I'll go and Craigslist and see if I can find one.
I'll have to go right now. I need to get back to work. Been the best break I've ever had.
No problem, man. Thanks for coming on, man. Always appreciate, man, coming on.
No props, fellas. When the link is released, the video when it's released, just send me a message. Otis, just send me, hit me up on IG, and that's it. Okay, thank you so much, man.
Man, see you later.
Appreciate it.
All right, goodbye. Catch ya.
Catch ya, bye.
All right.
There he goes.
Well, that was an interesting episode. We have made so many enemies in that one episode.
But I did say that he would come out. I don't know where all the hooker stuff came from at the end. Like that's what's funny about him. Like he will just come out with anything, like any situation. Like it's like a time bomb to when he's got to say something controversial that you can't talk about.
every time it was like, oh fuck.
Yeah, what was it? What was it said near the start that was just funny? Caught me off guard. Somebody said near the start of it. You went like, yeah.
Was it the thing about like the 30-year-old virgin?
Yeah, oh yeah, he's never had sex before. Like he just comes out with these things and talking about. He just went on about John Morgan just calling him a little fat boy for ages. It was so funny.
It's amazing. Is there anything else you want to talk about?
Oh yeah. When we were doing this, I got a DM from that guy called Jack Milan. It was a guy that Christian Leroy Duncan flying need to on the Cage Warriors belt. I DM'd him like 2 days ago saying when we're coming back. And he sent me a little DM back saying that he's in recovery for something and needs to sort some things out. He's got to coming back. So if anyone's a big Jack Milan fan out there, then he's meant to come back soon. So yeah. Actually, solid fighter as well. He's only lost to CLB. He was 8-0 before that. He beat like a 9-1 guy at Aries, so he's quite good. So see if he comes back.
Oh yeah, I think I did. I don't think. No, we haven't spoke since. Yeah, I watched the Cage Warriors card, by the way. Well,
yeah,
actually, was it? Actually, yes, I watched that card. That was a really good card.
Yeah, like the first like couple fights weren't good, but like from I think it was the O'Neal Brown fight onwards, it was a fucking amazing card, man.
I was impressed with Paddy Pimblett's teammate. I forgot what his name was.
Luke Riley.
Yeah, him. I was pretty impressed with him.
He's got a fight booked for September already.
Fuck yeah, he's like on a 12-fight winning streak if you count his amateur fights or something like that. I think
he fights like every 3 months. He's so active. That's what I like. But yeah, when it started off, he was kind of green. You could see some weaknesses, but he's really fucking evolved, man. Yeah, he just rips to the fucking body all the time. Quick hands, very fun fighter. I seen him live when I went to the Manchester card when he fought Callum Parker. Really fucking good fight.
I wonder how he's got hit that level of striking and he trains at the same gym as Paddy. I'm just very confused.
Yeah, next gen's a weird gym with that. There's a lot of different. Like, they're known for taking the back and their subs and that, but they've got. He's a very good striker. Like Adam Cullen, who isn't as technically good as Luke Riley, but he's very powerful early on. He's explosive. So I don't know. So, and Molly McCann as well, who's like for a women's fighter, decently powerful, good power shot. So I don't know. Strange gym next gen is, but good fighters out there.
Oh yeah, how do you feel about Molly McCann's move down to strawweight?
I mean, she can definitely make it because she's got a bit of, like, trouble in her, so she can definitely just cut that off and get down there and like. I don't think it'll be a bad cut or anything, but it's just I don't know. I feel we all unanimously agreed a while ago that strawweight was the most technical division in the UFC with the women.
Definitely.
So, I don't know, but she's a bit older as well, so we'll see how it goes for her.
It's gonna be a timeline where we see fucking Molly McCann spinning elbow KO Whaley's Young.
God, I hope not. Whaley's like the only women's fighter that I actually like. There's like her and Blanchfield, and like for some reason I always root for Josane Nunes, the Brazilian
Yeah. I'm a fan too. She fucking knocks bitches out too. So
yeah, so I like her. And who is it else I always root for? Someone else. I think it's like women's flyweight as well. I always root for, but I can't remember. But yeah, there's a couple of women's fighters to get your attention. But Whaley's definitely the top one that I always support. So yeah, I don't want to see her lose again, to be honest.
I was so fucking happy when Whaley beat Carla Esparza. Like, no offense to Esparza, but after that Rose fight, I was fucking wishing a lot of violence on her for her next fight.
Yeah, but I think most MMA fans would fall in that same boat with you, though. But yeah, that was because that was like almost a year from then in the same building where she got that Rose decision, and I thought she won that Rose fight. And although the fucking mate, Rose Namajunas, underratedly one of the worst fan bases in MMA. Jesus, her fans are so annoying. And yeah, from like a year on from that point, same building, same city, to get the belt back against Esparza, and the way she did it as well, very satisfying moment.
Oh yeah, definitely. Shout out to Rambo on Twitter.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I think I've heard that guy before. But yeah. What do you think? Be honest. What do you think of Angus Hewitt's performance on Cage Warriors?
Fucking, he honestly reminds me of like Drickus when he fought like Marcus Perez. Like, he's getting teed off on. Drickus doesn't get dropped like that though. But
yeah,
the way he caught him was like fucking how Drickus caught Marcus Perez. Like, it was such a weird shot. Like, it was such an unorthodox shot that he landed.
Got him right up against the cage and basically just connected, like just caught him in between the cage and his fist. Such a mate. Actually, you were right. It actually should be the way he fights. He is the places of the UK scene, and I hope he wins going forward.
Honestly, you said he was built in a factory to beat Adesanya. Fucking
yeah. That is
imagine, how would you feel if, like, in a few years' time, we just see Angus? What's his full name again? Angus.
Angus Hewitt.
We see Angus Hewitt fucking dethrone Izzy, or not even dethrone Izzy. We just see Angus Hewitt like KOing fucking Izzy on like the prelims in like 5 years' time.
That is the best timeline, I think. Honestly, I think that would be my favorite moment in the history of MMA. If Angus Hewitt gets to the belt and chins Izzy, that'd be so good.
Imagine Angus Hewitt versus fucking Drickus du Plessis. Just imagine them facing off, the two fucking alpha males just staring each other down.
Yeah, the two Chad jaws come together, man. If they do their little run across the cage and they both connect right hands, fucking implode right there. A vortex created between their two knuckles there. That'd be crazy.
Did you see that apparently Costa and Hamza got told if they win, they get title shot with a win?
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me, especially with Hamza. I'm getting a bit fucking fed up with Paulo Costa, to be honest with you, man. Like, I found him like funny for a while, but then fight, man. Jesus fucking Christ, just fight. I'm sick of just him sitting on Twitter and not doing anything. I get that he's funny, but yeah, I'm not surprised that they're trying to push for Hamza to get a title shot now. I don't know if the UFC are getting a bit sick of Izzy as champ, or if they understand that he is one of the most promoted guys they've got. Because they must understand Strickland's quite an easy matchup for him. Because Strickland won't grapple. He should. And if he does, it could be interesting. But he won't. He probably he just won't.
And he said that apparently Strickland's isn't fighting Izzy now, apparently. Yeah. But I think that's just a money issue, though. I think it's just money.
Yeah, I don't know. But if you're Strickland, just take the fight anyway, though, to be honest. Just try to win. Like, Strickland could make that a boring fight and then get a win, honestly, just by using his jiu-jitsu, which is apparently very underrated, according to a lot of fighters. Like, Hamza Chimaev said that he's one of the best guys ever trained on the ground, so take his word from that. But yeah, the Plessis's risky because he's got dangerous striking, and if he gets him down, that's a different game. But yeah, Hamza, I think, could still be one of the biggest issues for him. But I want to see who he looks against Costa first, to be honest.
Yeah, I want to see Drickus versus Hamza.
Mm-hmm.
That is just
that'd be a fucking weird fight, though. Yeah,
that'd be so fucking bizarre. Like, I can see Hamza taking Drickus down and beating the fuck out of him, but I can see Drickus just like fucking booting him off him somehow. I can just see him getting back up and landing the most ugly fucking punches and then somehow like fucking knocking out Hamza. Like, I don't know. It'd be an interesting, weird match. Like, Hamza might have the better, cleaner striking, but Drickus would just have that fucking weird, unorthodox power.
Yeah, middleweight is such a... You look at the rankings now, seeing Paul Craig ranked in middleweight does not sit well with my mind. Thinking about him fighting the guys at middleweight just doesn't add up. You get so used to seeing guys at a certain weight class, you can't picture them fighting the other guys down a weight class. How that fight would even look. But now he's ranked there, and in the place he's at the top, is a fucking really strange division, man. Thinking how it's going to go forward.
Yeah, I want to see Paul Craig versus like a. This sounds really bad, but I want to see Paul Craig versus like a small middleweight because Andre Muniz is like a
Yeah.
big middleweight. I just for like the visual effect, I want to see like fucking Paul Craig versus Chris Curtis or somebody like that. Just I want to see what it just look funny in my opinion, just to see like Paul Craig against like a former welterweight.
Or draw and win if they still had him in the UFC. Unfortunately, no.
Oh my god, I think Paul Craig will get like the first like flatline KO of his career. He'd probably just knee him in the head.
Yeah, the wrong one, man. It's fair play, honestly. I don't know how the fuck he made. I don't know how he beat a Royal because a Royal wasn't even that bad. And somehow just got him down. I don't know how you lose a fight that's that gifted to you, just physique-wise and stylistically. But I don't know. Fair play to him. Shame about the fucking concussion and fucking FOD in the stairs, whatever that was, but the Apex. But yeah,
He like fucking fell down the steps or some shit like that.
yeah. I think he blacked out from like he was dehydrated. He just fell in the stairs and then just come after that. So that was a bit fucking harsh.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I felt a bit bad for him when he got cut because he put out like some like fucking real like sad story as well of like something that happened to him that same week, and I was like, "Fuck, this guy can't."
Yeah, he was meant to fight Marquez on the end of the year card of 2022, and then the worst run of events for him. And then before that, the fucking Phil Hoss fight, which was just fucking terrible to watch for him.
Did Marquez fight after that? Was the Barrial fight after that or before that?
That was March. That was the Jones gang card.
Fuck, I feel so bad for Julian Marquez. He's taken so much damage in his last two fights.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's one of the guys who's been pushing for CLD to fight. I've been saying Azaitar, Dumas, Marquez, one of those guys on the MSG card. That's what I've been pushing for.
He got dropped like three or four times against Rodriguez, and then he took like
that was up.
And then I think Andre Barrial like landed 109 significant strikes to him.
Yeah, he got two back-to-back matchups where he was getting Rodriguez, who was just going to power shot him to death, and he basically did that. And he gets Barrial, who's got just a cumulative strike you to death against the cage and just tap you over and over and over again until it's just equivalent to one big punch, essentially. And that's what he got. And tough seeing him going forward because that's a lot of damage from him as well. And just think damage for that as well in his career. Like, he had that fucking really underrated fight with Darren Stewart, which was a good fight. But yeah, he's taken some big punches before.
Yeah, like I thought Marquez could have made a run, but now he's taken so much because he was a durable guy as well. Like, he's taken that much damage where it's like, yeah, fucking. I see him getting like chinned against like fucking. They could do Marquez versus Dusko when Dusko comes back.
Yeah, I'm all on the Dusko hype train after the CLD fight. His knee blew out. I've been supporting Dusko on Twitter since that, trying to see the comeback.
Fucking, I thought Dusko was going to be like the next big thing because I seen that he beat Michel Pereira and then he just got fucking destroyed by Puna Soriano.
I never picked Dusko in one of his fights. I picked against him at every single, even against like Maki Pitolo and that. I picked against him at every single one.
Oh yeah, I've never picked him ever since that fight against Puna Soriano. I picked him against fucking everybody. I picked everyone against him.
I even picked him to lose to fucking Townsend, and even then, like, I was a weirdly competitive fight where he would get kind of hurt early, then got on top of him, and then battled him after that. But yeah, like, undefeated before the UFC, they got a lot of good wins, and yeah, finished Pereira, TKO'd him. But since then, like, his only wins in the UFC were Pitolo and Townsend, and Jordan Wright, to be fair. So
that Jordan Wright fight was so weird as well because Jordan Wright was like beating the fuck out of him, if I remember correctly. Then he just gassed and then just got the shit beaten out of him. It was so weird.
That was the fight where Guru was watching it and he fucking had like an anxiety attack because he was laughing at the fight. He goes, "What's happening to me? What's happening to me?" That was that fight.
I remember that. I was actually worried for him. I was like, "Oh fuck!" Everyone in the comments was saying he was having a diabetic attack.
Yeah, I think he said he was just like dehydrated or something, but the way he was just going, what's happening to me? Oh, what's happening to me? It was fun.
Look, I can't wait to see what he's got planned for that video. He's been hyping it up so much.
Yeah, he said it's coming out either, is it Thursday, right? Yeah, so either today or tomorrow, and then he's got to take the beanie off during a day stream on Saturday before the UFC card, so we'll see. I'm excited for it, man. I'm looking forward to it. Guru, he showed out with the 10K one, but that's still his best video in my opinion. The 10K beanie reveal trailer. actually really fucking good, well made. So now he's went from 10k to 100k, more money, more production, more effort. So I'm excited, man. I think he'll show it for it. I think he'll come through.
Yeah, I can't wait. I've been watching him, honestly, I think since 2019. Like fucking, it's crazy to see how big his account was. Because when I was watching him, he was getting like fucking 500 views a video. Like it was crazy how little he was getting. And now he's just like fucking, I don't know, he's mainstream pretty much in like the MMA community. Everybody fucking knows who he is. I mean, I wouldn't say he's mainstream. I guess he's a bit controversial, but everybody knows who he is.
There's that guy that's got to do the guy that did like the 2-hour MMA iceberg video's got to do a documentary on him apparently. So that could be interesting. I'll give that a watch.
Oh fuck! The thing is that because he like live streams and he streams like UFC cards and everything, there is so much content and so much like lore you can get from every stream.
I feel like I'm pretty up to date on it. I feel like if someone sat down with me, I could probably give them a decent like rundown. Because I started watching them early 2020 when I first started watching the UFC, but when I started watching like the Fight Companions, it was Overeem versus Sakai in late 2020, and I've been watching them live for every card since then, basically. Apart from that one time he wasn't live for Smith Span because he was fucking food poisoning.
Yeah, he was sick.
Yeah, that was fun.
I honestly thought he like fucking died on that card because I was like, my god, he hasn't gone live at all.
He came back after the card was finished, and he was like, the whole chat was saying, "Why weren't you live?" And he's like, "I couldn't do anything." He's like, "You could have just posted a fucking like community post just saying I'm sick." Like, they just do a whole fucking video or something. You could have just posted a community post just like I'm ill, and that would have been fine. That would have been like a worthy explanation, but he just didn't do it.
I feel like if he didn't go live for a card again, I feel like eventually like some of his like members would somehow dox him and like fucking like send an ambulance to his house or something. Like, you know, have you seen that whole Shia LaBeouf shit with "We Will Not Divide Us"?
No. Oh well. Tell me what it is, and I might recognize it, but not from.
So like Shia LaBeouf had like this flag that he would keep putting everywhere when Trump became president, and he had it in like some museum or something, and these people like jumped over a building to go and take the flag because he'd put the flag there and he would stream it, and he said he was going to stream for 4 years until Trump wasn't president. And so firstly they did it at a museum and some guys from 4chan came and stole it, and then afterwards he moved it to some place in the middle of the fucking like wilderness, like in the middle of some fucking forest, and 4chan literally found it they heard frogs, and they knew because of the sort of frog noise it was that it was in this region of America. And then they were using like they could see like the way the clouds were moving and all this shit, and then because you could hear there was audio for the stream, this guy went around driving his Jeep around beeping his horn until somebody would tell him they could hear it on the stream. And then he fucking found it and went and stole the flag and flipped off Shia LaBeouf.
The lengths of how people will go through to do shit on the internet, they should like people could have used that power for good and doing something with it, like try to find like a missing person. They could probably some use to that.
Literally. But instead, they're using it to fuck with some like fucking B-list fucking celebrity.
I'll fucking look into it. But yeah, I've got like 5% battery left, so if you want to wrap up and we can do a little outro quickly.
Yeah, we can wrap it up. Yeah, so that was an interesting episode. Where
very much so. Yeah.
Where somehow we're getting more controversial every episode.
Yeah, hopefully if this sticks around for the Halloween edition, some interesting costumes got to be worn for that one. I'm telling you, mate, it's got to be interesting. Yeah,
we're gonna get Vlad on definitely run again.
100%. Yeah.
Fucking when he was like talking about like calling like John Morgan fat boy, I don't know why, but I fucking lost it.
I know, just the way he speaks on it's so funny. The way he just says it, fat boy.
Like the reason he doesn't like John Morgan makes a lot of sense. Like I knew as soon as he started mentioning John Morgan, like not liking fathers missing weight, I knew exactly where he was going with it.
Mm-hmm. I mean, pretty reasonable. But I feel I can guess it. It's been going on for a while now. But I feel like the whole John Morgan thing that's been going on for a couple of years. So.
Hopefully we don't get any death threats from any Dagestanis now after associating with the Bulgarian cowboy.
Nah, it's all tongue in cheek. It's all character, like I said before.
Yeah, we're just playing a character.
Yeah, it's playing a character. My real name is like Jamal. My real name is fucking Sebastian. So I don't know, man. Can't even get me in that.
Oh fuck! Nah, it was fucking. I just let Vlad speak. I didn't even like.
Yeah.
it was just good to just let him speak because the man speaks his mind.
That's what I said, man. If you give him a topic, he can just go off on it. Like, he knows what he's talking about, and he's just funny, naturally funny guy. He doesn't have to try.
Oh, fucking, he's amazing. Fucking
Yeah.
I need to see him and Guru like do a podcast together. That'd be amazing.
Yeah, I wish Guru did more stuff like that, but hopefully, time goes on. I think he's going to be more willing to do it. So we'll see.
One day we'll get the MMA Commonwealth connection with the MMA Guru. One day.
I think so. We'll see one day. I'll get his address and I'll go and stream from Kingdom. I'll go down live stream, creeping under his fucking desk, getting him.
All right. Well, I'll stop the recording now then. Well, thank you for listening to the second episode. Please like, comment, subscribe, show it some love, and remember, this is the future. We are the future. The MMA Commonwealth connection is the future.
That's just a takeover part 2.
Yeah, the takeover part 2.
Yeah, there wasn't a part 1. It's just straight to the fucking sequel.
Yeah, no, I don't even. Who was our predecessors?
MMA Guru and Jason on Fire.
Yeah, we are disciples from Jerusalem. Jerusalem, sorry.
Definitely, man. All right, well, like I said, fucking DM me when we're ready to go for the next one. Time and everything. We've got the time zones pretty much figured out now, so yeah, just DM me whatever you want to talk about, when you want to do it, and yeah, we'll be back.
Easy. I'll post this one straight away. Fucking easy as.